Yeah, so you getting the skill is the most difficult part. Getting the skill, like I won't lie to you, getting the skill in trading is very difficult. But let me show you, let me give you a trick. If you really want to master this thing, if you really want to master this thing, you don't have to. One thing you need to do to be good at this thing is be good at visualization and memorization. Okay, not like as in our traditional way of memorizing things, but as in be good at memorizing a pattern. Trading is all about pattern recognition. I keep on saying this thing over and over again. Trading is all about pattern recognition. You get it? It's all about pattern recognition. So one thing that has made me very like it has made me a good trader and a very confident is me going back to my trace and making sure I've pictured and memorized that particular thing. That is what has elevated my as in my skill set. Okay, it has really helped me, and it has really made me very confident in what my prediction or my speculation. So that's what you need to understand about trading. Trading is all about pattern recognition. Okay, because the same thing happens every single like the same thing happens every week. The same thing happens every week. Trading the market price is either moving up and down, and the patterns, okay, the patterns repeat itself. I don't know whether how many people if the pattern that I'm talking about is like the way the this I don't know whether it's should I call it like let's say the way the candles are being arranged, it mostly repeats itself. Okay, the way the candles are arranged mostly repeats itself. So you have to get hold of one particular thing, okay, one particular thing, and keep on repeating the same thing. Don't be everywhere. That is what most beginners, when you start at the initial stage, and for me too, it's really delayed my as in delayed my success when it comes to this game. I was thinking someone is doing something better than me. There was something that someone is hiding from me. So I was everywhere. Okay. I was everywhere, following every single trader, doing a lot. And that thing really delayed my success. And it's really also it dimmed my confidence level. Okay. It didn't make like as in if I studied one particular thing, the way I would have been confident is not like as I was doing. You get it? I don't know whether I've put like I've really constructed my sentence well, but sticking to one particular thing really boosts your confidence, and also what that it makes you very confident in your trade because you've seen one particular thing happening over and over. I keep on saying this thing that when you were kids, okay, when you were kids, we mostly when you are placed in a room, you mostly get scared because you are afraid that or maybe a ghost is going to attack us or something. But when you grew up, you realize that all these things were fallacy, they were false. Okay, you don't fear. In my place that I'm in alone over here. I've stayed alone over here. I'm not scared of anything. But when I was like 5 years, 6 years, I won't be able to do that. You get it? Because of experience. So it's if you get hold of a pattern, okay. So for me, I've mastered one some patterns, and every single week the same thing happens. Okay, every single week the same thing happens. Every single week, at least I see two or three of them with the instruments or the asset that I trade. I see them. Okay, I see almost every week. I see them. So like I'm just trying to be good at that. I'm just trying to just making sure I'm refining it to become good. Okay. I know there's no destination when it comes to trading, no matter what some losses will come. But what I'm doing now is making sure I'm sticking to one particular thing. Don't be everywhere. And if you are starting out as a trader too, if you are a newbie and you are starting out, one advice I will give it to you is what getting the pattern, getting hold of what works, how to arrange them, and those stuffs. It's not something that is going to come easily. Okay, so it is better to invest when it comes to like information now is scattered. Okay, info. One thing that makes learning something very difficult when it comes. Even let me take trading as an example. Learning trading becomes very difficult now is because information, like there are a lot of information, and it becomes very difficult to know which one to focus on. And trading works like this. It's like trying to make money. If you want to make money, if you want to make money, there are what millions of ways. eh, There are millions making money. There are millions of ways. Why is it not? There are millions of ways to make money. Okay, millions of ways to make money. So when it comes to the digital space, let's take you can when it comes to the financial market, when it comes to the financial market, even with the financial market, you can trade currencies, which is also known as Forex. You can trade commodities, which is like gold, silver, cotton, and those stuffs. You can trade cryptocurrency. You can trade cryptocurrency. You can trade bonds. Okay, a lot when it comes to even making money in the financial market space. Okay, the futures, we have currency futures, you have the stock, what do you call it? Yeah, we having futures too. You can trade the futures, commodity futures, cryptocurrency too has futures, so you can be trading them. So this is the financial market space. This you can make money. You can be expert in what the commodity trading. You can be expert in cryptocurrency. Even with the trading self, you have with the we have investing and what trading. Okay, you can either invest, you can either trade. Some people are investing and they will have no idea about how to do the technical analysis. That's the financial space. You can do graphic design. You can be making money through graphic design. You can be making money through video editing. You can be making money through content creation. Okay, you can be a content creator. You can get some deals, companies, because you have traffic. The companies are going to contact you. You get it, contact you to promote their product. A way of getting money from there. That's content creation. Okay, so people don't just create videos just for fun. They create videos to get attention. So that when they get attention, then they will start making money. Making money, it's either what like companies will partner with you so that you promote their product or service over there. You get it. It's a way of making money. Okay, a lot. You can start maybe what do you call it, e-com, or maybe yeah, you can start e-com, you can start importation. Okay, you can import. If you're in Africa, you can import things from China or maybe UK, US. You start be selling here, you put your commission on top. You start it. People are building millions from this business, these ideas of making money. You get it. So it's the same thing when it comes to, I just brought it by the way. It's just a way, or when it comes to trading too, we having millions of ways you can analyze for this market to come down. This one doesn't meet my trading system, but someone took a sell over here. You get it, based on the person's system. Maybe the person used trend lines and he noticed that maybe third touch as price has touched over here. So let me take a sell. That is the person's way of what. But for me, I see this one as a pullback. I see this one as a reversal. I see this one as what? A counter trend. You get it? It is against what? The main direction of the market. So I won't buy. Someone to sell because he noticed that the first touch, second touch over here, third touch. So that means what? The chances of price coming down. Maybe you move to the lower time frame if there was a shift in trend. I don't know what criteria the person sees. Maybe candle exhaustions, okay, and the person will take a sell. That's fine. Okay, that's the person's rule. That's the how the person sees the market. You get it. So what makes it very difficult as a beginner, what makes it very difficult is stick knowing what to focus on. That is the problem in this niche. Because when it comes to, a lot of people are creating content on trading, okay, with different ideas. When it comes to the analysis part, with different ideas, some people are saying, oh, you need to focus solely on the fundamentals. You need to know what's the economic event, know the fundamentals, know the political event. You need to be up to date. Someone who is also what preaching oh, fundamentals are just BS. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can just focus solely on the technical aspect. You get it. So if you are a beginner, it becomes very difficult for you to know whom to listen to. You get it? That's why it's very important. You need to like stick to one particular person. Okay. Stick to one particular person and make sure you are practicing or putting what the person is saying into practice for you to know if it works, what the person is saying works or it doesn't work. Okay. So these trainings that I've been organizing is purposely for me to help the beginners. Okay. So if you are a beginner and you have the means and funds, please try to get yourself a mentorship. It is very important. Okay, at least if you join the person's mentorship group, or if not the person's, if you get a person's course and you want to trade you want to trade by yourself. I've always been speaking about signals. If you take it, fine. If someone is giving it to you, fine. But it's if you want to be financially free with trading from trading, taking signals is not going to take you anywhere. Okay, so how long are you going to depend on someone? So I'm not going to advise you. Try to know how to do it yourself. That's the best way. So try to find someone and what model the person how he does the things and what put it into practice. And I think that's the best way to go, because learning this thing is very difficult. It's kind of very complex. Okay, it's not when the moment you figure it out, it's very easy and it's simple. Okay, it's not easy though, but it's simple. But the moment if you are a beginner, it becomes it's become complex. Okay, it becomes very complex. But for me now, it's very simple and easy for me. I predict the market like it has become secondary. Okay, it has become secondary. The reason is what I've paid my dues. I've done a lot when it comes to this thing. Okay, I've paid my dues, so it has become secondary. All right. Yeah, so beginners, if you are like new or fresh to this game, please kindly get yourself educated. Okay, learning from YouTube information over there is saturated, it's scattered. Okay, information over there is scattered. It becomes very difficult for you to know which one to focus on. So it's very, very important you stick to one thing. I hope you people can hear me. Can you hear me well? Can you
Yes.
people hear me? Okay. Yeah, so that's what I have to say about it. Yeah. So let's try and do, as I said, weekly market outlook. Okay. So let's try and you are going to be focusing on gold. You are going to be analyzing gold. Okay. You talk about GBP USD, check about NASDAQ and the US card. Okay. And BTC. Yeah. But before that, let's check out where the upcoming week, the fundamentals you are going to be having for the upcoming week. Are you going to be having any major high impact news? So let's see. When you check, so tomorrow is going to be 6th. Okay. Tomorrow is going to be 6th. So on 6th of October, what are you going to be having? So around, you are going to be having, let me see whether my timing aligns. Okay. So tomorrow you don't have major or high impact news. You don't have any major high impact news. So the high impact news is going to be coming around the time that I'm not active, 5:30 p.m. By then I'm not active trading. So tomorrow is good. And one thing from my observation, one thing I've noticed is the days that we don't have maybe news during the New York Stock Exchange session, the market becomes very, very like it becomes tricky to trade during days like that. That's what I've observed. So for me, Monday mornings I don't trade. Okay, so I start trading during the New York Stock Exchange, the New York session to the New York Stock Exchange session. That's when I trade. So Monday morning, count me out. I'm not active because the market becomes tricky during times like that. Mondays it becomes very tricky. So I observe, what do you call it? I avoid that. I don't trade during those times, so I avoid that. So Tuesday too, the market is going to be very dry, no high impact. When there was no high impact news, some people might say, "Oh, that's cool," but it's very bad. Okay, you want news like that. You want news. You want to see news like that is what brings volume in the market. That's what makes the market move rapidly. Days like this, the market becomes tricky. I can, from observation, the market becomes tricky when you don't have any red folder. It becomes very tricky. It moves like it will trick you. Okay, sometimes it can hit your stop loss and it will move in your favor. Like what happened on NAS 100 last Monday. Very, very like rough. Sometimes that like mostly the market will move in your direction, but it will just make back and forth, back and forth. Was it this one? I think it was this one also. Yeah, this breakout. If you move to the lower time frame, you will notice that the market made back and forth before. I talk about it in my private group, mentorship group. I gave a commentary on this one. So like it just made back and forth, back and forth. Was it this one? Yeah. So you see, finally, see the pullback that it made before because it was Monday. I'm not saying because Monday, but I'm very, very sure because of Monday. So mostly from my observation, Mondays are very, very chubby and very tricky too as well. So that's what I've noticed. So on Tuesdays or Tuesday too, that's what is going to happen. Dry, you don't have any high impact news. So when it happens like that, you have to make sure you are going to take trades that are high probability trades that set up. You are not going to be taking impulsive trades. You get it. And on Wednesdays too, okay, we are going to be having FOMC meeting today. So FOMC is mostly like Federal Open Market Committee. They mostly discuss about the interest rates. Okay, they either to be cutting. They give a clue. Okay, they give a clue on the interest rates on the US economy. Are they going to cut rate? Are they going to hike rate? They talk about those stuffs. You get it. So it's a sensitive data. It's a data that most traders to rely on. So FOMC, we need to be very careful. Okay. Yeah. So you have FOMC this week. And again, to on Thursday, you have unemployment claims. Yeah. So this week, it's going to be cool. Okay. So mostly the profitable weeks are Monday. The profitable days are, when it comes to the week, the profitable days are mostly Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are the times that a lot of traders make their money. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that traders make their money. And when it comes to the month, and when it comes to the weeks, to the second week, the second and third week are the most profitable weeks too. And when it comes to the year as a whole or the month, from March, okay, make it like as in the market becomes stable from March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So the market starts becoming rough November, December. Okay, that's when the market starts. So we are getting close to the end of the year. Okay, so the making money from the market is going to be very difficult, especially during December time. So you need to be very careful to from December forward. So maybe I might stop trading from I think 15th or maybe the second week of December. That's when I'm going to stop trading. So that's what you need to understand. So it's not only about the technical analysis. So sometimes you need to pay attention to the time and season. It plays a role. Okay, don't focus solely on the technical analysis. Pay attention to the times. Okay, the times and seasons. It's also very, very important. So some people just trade at any random time. They don't have any rules. Okay, they don't have any rules governing the time that they trade. If you are not paying attention to the time that you are trading, you're always going to get things wrong. We have specific times that the market moves actively. You need to pay attention to those times. You don't just have to wake up any time of the day and you start inputting trades. You are just lying to yourself. The market is having rules. Okay, it's having rules. So make sure you are abiding with those rules. Don't just focus solely because they've told you, oh, maybe when it's maybe price shift trend, so you are going to, so in the middle of the night when you see price has shifted trend, then you are going to be executing. Whilst there's no active market session, players going to move the market are not active and you are going to execute during that time. You are getting it wrong. You need to understand that you have particular time, as in specific times that mostly the market becomes very active. So come to the market during that time and execute during that time. It is very, very important. Pay attention to that. Okay, pay attention to that. Yeah, so let's analyze this one. So you've talked about the fundamentals. Okay, you've talked about the fundamentals. So you have to be checking Check this side to see if there's any unexpected news event and pay attention to that. Okay, when you see red folders, you pay attention to that. Then you flow with what the news outcome is saying. You make sure you combine it with your technical analysis too as well. So pay attention, move to the news and be checking what's happening. Okay, so far you don't have any high impact news. Unexpected, and you don't have any unexpected news events over here. So for now we are cool, we are good to do our analysis. So let's see what I'm expecting. So when it comes to gold, let's move to the weekly time frame and check gold. So gold is still in what? So remember last week I talked about gold keeping on moving up. Okay. So yes, still we don't have any historic price data to our left. You don't have any data to our left. So is this where gold started? Okay. This where it started. So looking at this, where gold has gotten to now. Okay, it's at a level, it has gotten to all-time high. So at this point, looking at the weekly time frame, okay, looking at the weekly time frame, because we don't have any data to our left, this is where price started. You don't have any data to our left, it started climbing. So from 2008, we saw some massive pullback during 2016. Okay, so in 2016, that's when you saw massive pullback trying to correct this impulsive move. But ever since, gold has been rising. It started rising even when some of us have not even started trading. Okay, this one that I started 2019. So gold has been rising. So you saw some deep pullback during 2022. Okay, some deep pullback, and ever since it's still rising. Okay, still moving up. So when you look at this data, what am I expecting for the upcoming week? At this point, what I'm expecting is what? And when you see something like this, I don't have the means or I don't have the funds to say a gold is going to correct, because looking at this side, we don't have any price action to our left. Okay, so at this point, since I don't have the means, I don't have the funds to say, oh, gold is going to pull back deeply. Okay, maybe it's going to pull back. Since we have data over here, I don't have the means to say gold is going to pull back to this side. Okay, it's going to pull back to this side. So I have to speculate based on what I'm seeing on the chart. So from what I'm seeing on the chart, I still expect it to keep on moving up. Okay, I still expect it, because looking at the previous weekly candle closed with what? Bullish momentum candle. Okay, it closed with what? Strong buying pressure. That's what I'm trying to mean. It closed with what? A strong buying pressure. Okay, looking at, if you want to see how strong the participants are with the candle, because candles mostly describe the pressure of the participants, either buyers or sellers. So looking at this candle, you will notice that looking at the wicks simply means what? Exhaustion. Okay, maybe either buyers have lost control, sellers have lost control. So looking at this upper wick simply means what? Sellers exhaustion. Okay, buyers exhaustion. Buyers were trying to move price up, later sellers drove price down. So it's buyers exhaustion. Looking at this exhaustion, it's very tiny. Okay, it's very tiny. We can even make analysis on this candle if maybe we are seeing maybe exhaustion candle like this one. If you saw something like this one tells you that what? Buyers were pushing price up, sellers drove price down. So this one tells you that what? Buyers have lost control. So you could have even made a projection that you are going to see a pullback based on the candle. But looking at this candle, this what? We are having strong buying pressure. We had what? A small what? Buyers exhaustion. Okay, so sellers came in small. At the end of the week, sellers tried to push price down, but it's very small. It's insignificant. So I have strong belief that price will keep on moving up. Okay, I have strong belief that. So you see, I said believe. I'm not saying I know. So I have strong conviction that price will still keep on moving up. But as to where price is going to what is going to move to, I don't know. You get it? I don't know where it's going to move to. That's what you need to understand. I don't know where price is going to move to. So what I'm going to do at this point is what I have to keep on buying. Okay, I have to keep looking at this weekly. I have to keep on buying, but you can't just, it's like fundamentals. You knowing that, oh, maybe there was going to be economic downtown, so that means what? Maybe that either the currency at host is going to be weak, or the currency at host is going to be weak. You can't just wake up and just be executing because you had a clue that what the currency is going to be weak. You need to what understand the technical aspect and know where to position yourself. So like trading, I see trading to be like walking on a sleepy grounds. You have to order your steps, or you have to order your steps accordingly. Okay, you need to order your steps accordingly. You don't just have to just be walking like a normal what grounds. You need to make sure you order your steps, you move it what you calculate your steps. Okay, it's the same thing in trading. Sometimes I know for sure, I have a high belief that price is going to move to this side. Especially was it last week? Yeah, last 2 weeks or so. Nasdaq, I saw perfectly that what price is going to move up, but I was waiting for price to come to the level that I want to shoot. But price just made some quick tap and just move up. Okay, I missed the trade. You get it? I miss the trade. That's how trading works. So sometimes you have a strong belief that what price is going to move price is going to move up. But since it hasn't gotten to your level, you just have to be patient and wait. Sometimes you miss it. So some last Thursday on gold like this, I saw like a clean move around. Was it around this side? Yeah, this one. I saw this move, this buy, but I was just looking for entry, but price never came to the level that I wanted to execute. It was just hanging. I saw some people executing by, but it doesn't fit what I mostly consider when it comes to executing trade. Okay, it doesn't fit. I wanted price to come to this level before I would execute, but price was just hanging. This was 8, yeah. So I wanted price to come to this level, but I see what it was doing. Executing over here to the candles. You see this exhaustion. It tells you that what buyers are losing control. It was just up and like it was just making up back and forth, and I didn't get a chance to execute. But can you imagine on Friday there was a perfect entry on gold. Okay, so this was it. There was a perfect entry on gold. I think it gave 2 chances. That's how trading works. So that's why you see some people talking about discipline. It is very true. If you are not disciplined in trading and you become too emotional, you don't respect your rules. So if you watch this one, you notice that price came, there was a first up. So this was the first entry. Okay. And price made a pullback. So you see there will be a nice entry again. So if you didn't get it over here, you see price has come to the level again. What happened? You wait for confirmation candle. So this is a perfect entry. If you read this candle carefully, you will notice that this exhaustion, okay, this candle tells you that what sellers have lost control, buyers push price down. It gives you what? It gave you what? A long lower wick. Wick simply means exhaustion, a loss in control. That's what it means. So this is where the entry was taken. Perfect one. Okay, and I think it was the same thing as the trade that happened on Tuesday also. There was perfect entry over here on Friday. What time was that? Yeah. So because there was no NFP, you see price just moved. It was a massive move. You get it, and later started pulling back. Yeah. So trading is like walking on a sleepy grounds. You need to order your steps. You need to be calculative. You need to calculate your steps very well so that you don't fall in a trap. Okay. So sometimes I always say that when it comes to predicting where price is going to go, it's very simple. But the entries is the problem. The entries is when sometimes, so with the entries, you need to make sure your timing is correct. You need to make sure you are waiting for price to come to the level. That is where the problem is. And sometimes you are either going to enter fast or you are either going to enter late. That's the problem. So entry is the most. So if you are working on something, work on your entries. When it comes to directional bias, it's very simple. With that one, it's very. If you understand structures, directional bias is very simple. The entry is what mostly makes traders lose a lot of funds. Okay. Yeah, so as I'm saying, what I'm considering when it comes to gold is I'm still opting for a buy. Okay. I still keep on I was still going for a buy. You get it? I was still going for it because nothing shows. If you look left, there was no data to our left. Okay. So I'm still opting for a buy. So let's look at the daily time frame. So when it comes to the daily time frame, so maybe so the daily time frame is still an uptrend. So let's move to the H4 time frame. Yeah, so this is where we can get data to our left. Okay, this is where we can get data to our left. So we're having this data where we're having rejectional levels. Okay, there's another rejectional levels. So at this point, I can conclude. So this, since the candle has closed above this one, I can say that based on from the information I'm seeing or the data I'm seeing on the chart, I can say price can come over here, then we can get a deep pullback, then it will continue. Okay, then it can continue moving up. Okay, but I'm still going to follow. Okay, I'm still going to follow what's going to happen. I'm going to move based on what I'm seeing on the chart. I'm not going to be rushing anything over here. Okay, unless I see clean chart before I will take a step. That's what you need to understand. So when it comes to gold, I'm still projecting a buy. Okay, but when it comes to the daily, when it comes to the sectional time frame, I see a pullback. When price comes to this side, we can get a pullback. Then price will either come to this side, or either come to this side. That's what I'm projecting. Okay, but I'm still expecting price to keep on moving up. That's what I'm expecting with gold. Okay, with gold, I'm still looking for a buy. Yeah, so this week we're on gold. Gold is a nice pair to trade. It's if you want money, trade gold. But you need to understand the price action because the pip value is very high. Okay, the pip value is very high. So if you are a beginner, start with the currencies. Okay, make sure you are getting good at the currencies before you move to the high volatile pairs, so that you don't blow your account very fast. If you move to gold with your if you're having $10, $50, and you don't know how to trade, don't try gold because you blow a small pullback will wipe out your account. Okay, if you're having $10, $20, please stick to currencies. Stick to maybe USD CAD, USD JPY, JBP USD. That's cool for you. If you have, unless you start getting the huge funds because small pullback will wipe away your account. Okay, even with 0.05, let's say maybe you've executed this trade that I was talking about. You've executed, what was the stop loss? The stop loss was 76 pips. So even if you are using 0.01, so 0.001, 0.1 times 76, $7, and you haven't. So if you have $10, don't trade gold. Okay, $10, $20, small pullback will wipe away your account, and the price will start moving in your favor. So if your funds are small, so you see a nice entry over here. If the market has opened, like if maybe we are in active market session, this is a buy for me. Okay, this is a buy for me. Price has come to my level, so this is a buy for me. But we are not. Let's see what is going to when the market opens. It has given a nice entry. So this is a buy for me. I would have executed a buy quick. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so I'm still going for a buy when from next week, according to maybe with the sectional bias, we can get a pullbacks. But for looking at the long term, as in looking at the macro picture, I'm still going for a buy for gold. So let's look at the NAS 100. So mostly the indices two moves with gold. Okay, I think if people lose trust in the dollar, they mostly push funds in gold and the indices, the safe havens. Okay, the indices, gold, and those stuff. So that's why mostly the indices and gold mostly moves, like their price action is kind of similar. Okay, but we had a massive pullback on Friday on the NAS 100. NAS 100 too is a nice pair. It's a nice instrument to trade. Okay, so if you are considering, if you already have a system and you are considering what to trade, I think you can consider NAS 100 too as well. It's having a nice price action over there. But gold is nice. Trading gold, especially gold really respect structures. Okay, so if you understand how to read trends, if you understand how to restructure, it's just simple. Wait for, maybe if it's a simple structure, wait for a pullback, then you execute. If it breaks out, look for your left, look for clean zones, then you execute. It's very simple. Okay, it's all about if you have systems and structures. That's the most important thing. But if someone who is not having any system, trading is all about systematic. It's a system based game. Okay, it's a system based game. It's like in life in general. If you wake up early morning and you don't have any plans, you don't have to-do list, what's going to happen is what you end up wasting your day. I always fight with myself every day, especially the days that I don't have to-do list, because I've gotten to a point where if I'm not working, I'm depressed. Okay, because of the hard work I've put in at my previous, as in the olden times. Okay, I really worked hard to get to this point. Okay, because poverty is not something I want. So I've gotten to a point in my life where if I'm idle, if I'm watching TV or something, I feel guilty of myself. Okay, if I'm there, I'm not doing anything, I'm depressed. So I have to find something doing. You get it? Yeah, so it's the same thing in trading. If you don't have any system, okay, if you wake up early morning, you don't have any to-do list, you just be scrolling, and you waste the day. It's the same thing when it comes to trading. So trading too, you need to have a plan. If you have a plan, you are not going to feel FOMO if someone has executed a trade and the person is in profit, because you know that it's the market hasn't presented an opportunity that aligns with your system. So you are just going to be cool. You are just going to be patient and wait for the right time. Okay, so have a system. It's very, very important. We have something called playbook. Have a playbook. What are the things when it comes to the instruments you are going to trade? What are the instruments that you are going to trade? Are you going to trade currencies? Are you going with the currencies? Are you going to trade the majors, minors, exotic? You need to define all these things. Okay, so those who are coming into trading and they just trade based on vibes and hopes, you are just lying to yourself. Have plan. Okay, have a plan. If you don't have a plan, seek for a mentorship advice. Seek for a mentor's advice. Okay, seek consultancy. All right, so that's how it works. Yeah, so let's look at Nasdaq too, and let's see what you're expecting for the upcoming week. Okay, last week was really, really great last week, and I'm expecting this week to also be great. But last week, on Tuesday, I had USD card trade. Okay, on Tuesday, I had USD card trade. There was a buy over here on USD card. Yeah, this buy. Okay, I had a buy over here, and on Wednesday, was it on Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday, this is the trade I took, and Tuesday was on gold. That massive gold buy. I think that one I ran on it. Yeah, this buy. Yeah, on Tuesday. So I even talk about it in my private group. I was talking about it, this buy. And on Wednesday was USD card. On Thursday was GBP USD. That massive buy over here. This buy. Yeah, on Thursday. So this one. So it's all about planning. Okay. It was a nice buy over here. And Friday, gold gave a lot of opportunities. Yeah, so let's see NAS 100 and let's see what you're expecting. So NAS 100 has made a massive pull. So now the trend has shifted. By looking at the weekly time frame, there was a long exhaustion candle over here. So maybe we can get wick fill over here. This week, this exhaustion can fill, buyers can fill. But maybe we can get a pullback for price to come to this level. Okay, because you had a equilibrium level, you have a battle level over here. So maybe you're expecting price can, okay, we don't just make a straight confirmation. We wait for price to move and then we conclude. So I can't just conclude, but I'm expecting maybe price can just move down over here, okay, at the weekly time frame. But you have a long exhaustion, so it tells you that buyers have lost control. By looking at the upper wick and the lower wick, the upper wick is what? Is upper wick is taller than, or is maybe bigger than the lower wick. So it tells you that buyers have lost control more than the sellers. Okay, and looking at the body of the candle, we have some quite buying pressure over here. Okay, so it's still, buyers are still in control. Looking at the size of the candle, buyers are still in control of the market. So looking at the daily time frame at this point, so you see the pullback. So it has given us this bearish candle over here. So, and it has created this resistance over here. So the chances that, and let's see, you have some exhaustion of some zone over here. Yeah, so you see price tested the zone and it came back. So the chances that price can just make, this is a level that is going to reject sellers from pushing price down, and buyers will take over. Okay, buyers can take over here, but we can't conclude unless maybe you have gotten a confirmation. So how are you going to know that this level has been broken? Okay, you see at certain point the candle broke over here and it looks like it's moving down, but what happened? Sellers, it just tap over here. So we can't conclude that there was what, a break of the zone, unless the body of the candle has closed below before we conclude. So at this point, what I'm expecting is what, we can just get a rejection over here, because looking price, the level rejected price from moving further down, and what, it's now moving up. So at this point, what I'm expecting is what, looking at the structure, okay, looking at the structure, is still in what, a downtrend. Structure comes before zones. Structure comes before support and resistance. So I'm still going to abide with my system. Structure tells you who is in control of the market. So structure is telling, even though we have a strong level over here, which is the daily or the weekly level, but I still going for a sell. Am I going to take a sell over here? No. I have to wait for what, a break over here before maybe I'll look for what, a sell. That's what I'm looking for. But even though we haven't, price has gotten rejected at this stronger area over here, I have to wait for a closure below this one. Okay, then I will look for what, a sell. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But I'm still, even though we haven't buying momentum over here, but looking at my sectional bias trend, the trend is still what, a downtrend. So at this point, I'm going to be looking for what, I'm going to be looking for a sell when the market opens, unless maybe I see a shift in trend before, because I'm a trend follower. Okay, I follow the trend, I follow the structure. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I hope you guys are with me. Are you guys with me, or I'm talking to myself? If you are with me, let me know. If you are with me, let me know.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so as I'm saying, what do you call it, trend or structure? Okay, structure comes first before what, zones. So if price has gotten here, I know some people are going to take a buy, but that is not me. Okay, this is, I don't see, even though it has gotten here and you can get a move up, but I still follow trend. So if the trend hasn't shifted, if I've not seen something like this, if I've not seen something like this, okay, if I've not seen something like this, I'm not going to take a buy. So this is where I'm going to be taking a buy, unless I see a shift in trend before I'll be taking a buy. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But at this point, I'm still going for a sell. Okay, unless I see a shift in trend. So with the sectional time frame, what I'm going to be looking for is a sell. By looking at the long, like the macro picture, okay, looking at the bigger picture, I'm still looking forward for price as it has gotten to this level. Price can keep on moving up. Okay, but when it comes to my sectional time frame, I'll have to see a shift in trend. But the daily time frame is an uptrend, weekly time frame is an uptrend. So this is where mostly people get confused on. Okay, this is what most people mostly get confused on when they see the time frames showing different what do you call it, showing different as in trends. Okay, weekly is showing you uptrend, daily is showing you downtrend. I remember those times. I also used to be confused on, just stick to one higher time frame. But I mostly stick to the H4 time frame. So I don't look at what the daily is doing. Some people too also stick to the daily time frame. So you need to look at what works for you. But for me, I stick to the H4 time frame. Okay. But it's perfect when you see the daily and H4 are in the same direction. That's fine. But for me, sectional time frame, because I mostly trade with the volume, okay? Mostly I trade with the volume. That's the time of the day. So mostly I don't get it wrong. I don't get it wrong when I stick to the H4 time frame, because volume is going to kick into the market. I trade when there was active market session, like the London Open, the New York Open, the crosses and the crossing. Okay, maybe the overlaps. Maybe London is about to close. New York Stock Exchange is about to what is about to open, and those are the times that I mostly trade. So there are a lot of volume during that time. As in, you're having more buying and selling pressure in the market. So you mostly don't get it wrong. You get your results or your outcome very quick, as compared to trading when there's low volume, there's no active market session. With that one, you mostly get trapped. Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting on Nasdaq. So looking at USD, GBP USD, let's look at the weekly time frame. So in GBP USD, looking at the weekly time, so price has currently gotten to this level over here. So the structure is kind of confusing over here. So you have an uptrend. So it's still in what? An uptrend. Looking at the weekly time frame, it's still in an uptrend. Okay, because this is a complex structure. So if you have attended my training before, I mostly talk about complex structure. This is a complex structure. Price made what? Lower low. Okay. It shifted trend to a downtrend over here. We had a shift in trend over here. Price put back, made an equal high over here. Just put back over. I don't know whether the high has been broken. Let me change it to a line chart and see. Yeah, so the high has been taken. Okay. It's not a high, like the opening has been taken. So it's still what it has made. Okay, so now the trend is a downtrend at this point, because the high has been taken. So I was thinking it just made a high. It made an equal high, but the high has been taken. So at this point, it's what? A downtrend. So at this point, what I'm waiting for is what? Looking for what? A pullback, because price is currently approaching this strong area of interest or a rejectional level. So you need to wait for confirmation, because sometimes price can get to this level and it will break. So at this point, I have to wait for confirmation to tell me that price is going to move down before I'll take a sell. But at this point, I'm still opting for what? A sell, because the trend is what? A downtrend. As I said, structure comes first before what? Zones. So at this point, I'm looking forward to what? To be taking a sell when it comes to the weekly. Note, this is weekly. This is the what? The bigger picture. This is what I'm looking forward to be taking. But if you move to the lower time frame, you might be getting a buy setup. So as I said earlier, you see, you had a shift in trend over here. Okay, we had a shift in trend over here. So at this point, I think there was an entry over here. I don't know, on Friday. What time was that? I'm very sure maybe we had a zones and I didn't see this buy. Or maybe I wasn't focusing on this one. There was a buy entry over here. Let me see whether maybe it made a sharp move. Let me see if price will pull back to this level. Okay, so price has stopped. Okay. Like price was it has moved too much. Okay, it has moved too much. So there was an entry over here. But price moved, so maybe the entry would have been taken over here. Price moved too much. Yeah, so it has stopped this level. So there was a perfect entry over here. Okay, so you see the first entry, we had a stopped out over here. It stopped us out over here. So this is the second. This is where the candles are not like, okay, maybe you can make it high. Let me check the timing. 12:45. Okay, by then I was focusing on gold. There was an entry. Price just make, because of Friday. There's a perfect entry over here. See, price came to tap to the level. Yeah. I just saw it. Okay. Yeah, so at this point, what I'm expecting is what? When it comes to the weekly time frame, I'm expecting price to come to this level. Okay. I'm expecting price to come to this level. Then it will keep on selling. But moving to the daily time frame. Look, yeah, the daily time frame too is a downtrend. Price just made lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. So I'm expecting price to keep on. Maybe it will just make some small move up over here because yeah. So the opening has been taken in. The opening has been taken. Okay, the opening has been taken over here. So I'm expecting a continuation since the trend. Yeah. So maybe you can get when the market open on GBP USD, price can move to this level before the sell will happen. Okay, because if you look at this one too, the candle has closed above the daily zone over here. Looking at the H4 trend, the trend is what? An uptrend. So I'm expecting price to move up to fill this zone over here. Then it's to start moving down to confirm what you are expecting on the weekly time. But we can have some intraday buys over here. Okay, we can have an intraday buys over here. That's what I'm expecting it to happen. Okay, so if the market opens, we can make price can move up to this side before the sell will happen. So GBP USD2, looking at the weekly, maybe price can pull back. You can have some sells on GBP USD. Looking at USD card, let me be fast so that I'll take your questions. So USD card, looking at the weekly time frame, so they are all bullish. Okay, but the weekly time frame has gotten to a strong rejectional level. It has gotten to a strong rejectional level. Okay, it has gotten to strong rejectional level. So let's look at the intraday. Yeah, it has already started pulling back. You see, price just came and it started pulling back over here. So at this point, looking at the structure, it looks like this one, the high has been taken. So when it happens like that, I mostly stay back. Okay, when I see market condition like that, I stay back because the structure is kind of, I'm not seeing clarity, but it looks like a buy. Okay, it looks like a buy over here. Let me see. Yeah. So at this point, market condition like this, I'm kind of when I'm confused with the trend. Okay. This one, it looks like the high was taken. Okay. The high was taken. So I see it to be a downtrend, but it looks like an uptrend. So price can continue moving up. So it's good I don't trade on Monday morning. So it's good. So I will just wait maybe from during the New York Stock Exchange that we will see some clarity over here. Yeah, so that's it for my weekly market outlook. When it comes to gold, I'm still opting for a buy, and we are getting some intraday buys over here. As I said, when the market opens, price can keep on moving up because Friday when the market was opening, it even started moving up. So I'm expecting it to fill this zone over here when the market opens. Okay, with gold. So with gold, I'm still expecting when the market opens with next week forward, we are still going to be seeing some buys over there on gold. Let's with the NAS 100, as I said, the weekly looks bullish, and we are seeing some exhaustion, so we can get a pullback because the daily time frame is giving us so we can get a pullback and price will rally up again. That's what I'm expecting. So if you are new here and you are confused with the analysis that I'm doing, please kindly get yourself educated. Okay. Yeah, some people are having some questions over here. So you can drop your questions. Let me listen to you. If you are not loving trading, I really love trading. If you don't love trading, then you don't need it. You just heard some people are making money and you are just coming in. If if you heard some people are making money from trading and you are coming in, it's rather going to take from you. It's rather going to take from you. So you need to make sure you are getting yourself educated before. If you heard some people are making money, so hey, then I heard some people. Sometimes when some people chat me, that's what it feel like. Hey, I want to make this one as I'm having a day job. Last I was talking to this lady, she was saying I'm having a day job. I want to do this one as my secondary my other side hustling. I said, if you really say if you take 4 times, so you need to sit up by any side. I want to, I want to make it as my side hustling. You are come to take trading as your side hustling. You are just lying to yourself. You need to put in work before. So if you have any question, let me know. I've spent a lot of time with you guys. How many people are loving what I'm doing with you for you people? When I started, I didn't get something like that, like this rather. If you have any question, let me know. Do you have anyone with a question? So the bootcamp is ongoing. We just did the introduction session last Friday. We had some challenges, so we couldn't start for 2 days. We couldn't start. So if you are interested, you want to understand what I'm doing, you want to understand my thought process, you still have chance to register. Okay. You still have chance to register. Invest in yourself. So you've paid for a courses where you don't even see the mentor, but all those things has helped us. Do you have any question, or let me call it a ninth over here? Is anyone having a question? Is anyone having a question? Can you people hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. So not
Okay.
yes, sir. Not a question, but just to commend you on what you are doing. What you organize is very cool, and I've really learned a lot. And I say, God bless you for continuing to do this good work.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you too as well.
Yeah, so hello.
Hello.
Yes, so I want to find out what happens to those of us who are new. Because
Are you part of the ongoing training?
yes.
Okay, so with that one, I'm going to teach you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll keep my cool.
All right. So that's what I'm going to teach you during the training.
Okay.
Any question again? Or you should call it a ninth? All right. So I'm not sure you're having question. Okay. So see you on Tuesday. I'll be doing YouTube live, trading with you live. If you get opportunity, we take the trades together. So if you don't have any questions, see you on Tuesday. Bye bye to you all.